5th, 2025, Decatur County Area Plan Meeting. To start off, to comply with Title VI of the Civil Acts Right of 1964, Decatur County requests that participants in this meeting complete a voluntary anonymous survey that is available on the table in the back of the room. First item of our agenda is to approve the minutes from the September 3rd, 2025 meeting. Those minutes were sent out. Are there any concerns, corrections, additions with those as they were provided? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve those as they were sent.
I make a motion to approve September 3rd, 2025 minutes as written.
I second the motion.
First and second. Motion carries. The next item is to approve the minutes for the October 1st, 2025 meeting. Those also were sent out. Any concerns with those as they were mailed? If not, I'll look for a motion to approve those.
I'll make a motion to approve the October 1st minutes.
A second? I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, minutes for September and October are approved. Sign.
Make sure, Brad. Brad, are you unmuted, Brad? I think he's unmuted. Are you unmuted now?
Are you the secretary, Sheila? Is that right? No. You the secretary? You the secretary? It's maybe Brad. If you want to, just another member sign those. Okay. Next item, the APC petition 2025-26, the Decatur County Area Plan Revitalization Ordinance. So we heard the first reading of this the last time we met. Doug is going to go through this. This will be the second public reading for this. So Doug, if you would just go through what we are approving here.
So, as many of you know, the Area Plan Commission has taken on the Decatur County Revitalization Project. So the county commissioners has given all power to the area plan to perform those duties for blighted properties. So that means unsafe buildings and nuisance. So the unsafe building ordinance and the nuisance ordinance. So the ordinance that the second reading on is the procedures to which we will operate to take care of these properties when they come to our attention. So that's what the second reading is for. So once it's voted on, then we will begin immediately to start notifying properties that we've already been notified on and begin that process.
So the commissioners previously handled blighted properties, and then we are assuming that responsibility and carrying out, fielding those phone calls and things like that, handling the budget for it. Is that all correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Prior to my coming on board, it was through the building commissioner. So in this case, Tim Kramer, that position is who handled any unsafe building and nuisance ordinance. And then when it was brought to his attention, then he went to the commissioners, and then the commissioners then decided it's a lot to put on Tim's plate, and Jennings County has already adopted this program, and it's been very successful. So, I mean, we're pretty much carbon copying what Jennings County's already done.
Are there any changes to this from last month?
No, there's no changes.
Okay, so would you like to read through anything or just field questions basically, Doug? How would you like that to go?
Yeah, I mean, if there's any questions anybody has on the ordinance. Okay. Questions? Otherwise, we can vote on it and.
Okay.
forward.
Maybe, I think it would probably be good, just a high-level overview. I don't know that we need to get into the details of everything, but essentially, what would happen if the office receives a call from a concerned citizen, which that's kind of the first step in addressing a blighted property, is that right?
That's correct, yeah. So we receive a complaint, so somebody will come in and they'll fill out a complaint form, and then at that point, we'll take that complaint form, and then we have a employee that is designated to work with these properties, and they will then go out and check out the property to see
Okay.
if it does meet what would be considered a nuisance or an unsafe building. At that point, then we will send them a letter, certified letter. Then they have 30 days to respond. If they don't respond, then they will then be notified again that they will be coming to this meeting to basically give their reasons why
Not addressing it.
and address. And at that point, whether they show up or don't show up, it'll be up to the board to decide whether we're going to continue to move forward, we're going to give them another 30 days, or is it a situation where we've been working on this property some of these we've been working on for years,
Sure.
that we just need to move forward and get them cleaned up.
Okay.
At that point, then they'll go to court.
Okay.
There'll be a court order that will give us the power to go in and clean those up. And we have the funds to do that, to go in and clean them up. At that point, we will, once they're done, whatever the cost is for that, we will send that to the property owner for them to pay. If they then don't pay that, then it'll be attached to their property taxes.
Okay. Okay.
That's kind of the overview of how it will work.
Sure. Any questions from the board on any of those details on how that operates or concerns? I think it's wise to see how a surrounding county has handled this and pull from their success and as opposed to trying to reinvent the wheel on that. So, okay, if there are no questions, I will entertain a motion that we vote on this ordinance.
I make a recommendation to vote on, we don't have an ordinance number yet, but the property revitalization ordinance.
And a second.
I'll second it.
Okay. So we've got a first and a second to carry out a vote.
The votes are read as follows. Portland Robertson, yes. Sheila Kirkhoff, yes. Tom Cherry, yes. Brian Kennelly, yes. And Paul Stone, yes.
Okay, that ordinance has passed. Out of curiosity, do the commissioners approve that finally? Is that correct, to put that into action? Is that how that works?
It'll be the court.
The court, I see. Okay, okay.
Brad, do you have a vote?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, moving forward, APC petition 2025, number 28. Nathan Crowell is requesting to subdivide approximately 5 acres out of 160 and rezone approximately 2.99 from an A1 to an A2 classification to build a single-family detached dwelling. This request falls under Decatur County Ordinance Section 915 and 920, Sub 7. The property is owned by Stephen and Judy Crowell and is located just east of 2458 East County Road 300 South, Greensburg, and Washington Township. So, Mr. Crowell, thank you. Please state your name and tell us about your project.
Nathan Crowell, project, I was here about 5 years ago. went through the rezoning, didn't end up getting surveyed for various reasons, so back, basically, same plan of attack, we're about 700 feet off of the 300 south. Plan on building a house and a pole barn, got the septic systems approved. Probably, we'll drill wells as well. We started reaching out to well drillers, getting that moving, going through planning phases, with guiding that down from you, so we're, getting things kicked off.
Okay. The packet seemed to be complete, and I didn't see any concerns from, anything that, didn't add up for me. Is there, any questions or concerns as that was mailed out to the board? Anyone see anything that they have questions about for Mr. Crowell?
Not counting water down there?
No, it ends at 300 south, so it doesn't go all the way down 300 south. We're gonna ask them if there's any interest in doing that, but I think it's over on the opposite side of 421, so you'd have to obviously go underneath 421 and come down 300 south, and then there's one to the west, but I think everybody else is on wells right now.
There are no further questions from the board. Is anyone in the audience that would like to ask a question or have a concern? Looks like a fine project. I don't see anything that is of concern for me. So that being said, I would look for a motion that we vote on 2025-28.
I'll make the motion that we, vote on 2025-28.
I second.
First and second.
Votes are as follows: Paul Stone, yes. Corlin Robertson, yes. Tom Cherry, yes. Ryan Kennelly, yes. And Sheila Kirkhoff, yes.
Brad, do you have a vote?
Yes.
Okay.
Take your money and run now, Steve.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Crowell, for following the process. Keep in touch with the folks in the office when it comes time for building permits and such, and they'll help you move along. Any questions for us?
No, I'm good.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks, guys, appreciate it. Okay, last petition here, APC 2025-29. Jason Riggs is requesting approximately 100 by 100 feet from an A1 zoning classification to an A2 to build a communications tower. This request falls under Decatur County Ordinance, Section 920, Sub 3. The property is owned by Jeff and Lisa Deck and is located at 2545 West, County Road 400 South, Greensburg, which is in Sand Creek Township. Mr. Riggs, welcome. Please tell us what you're looking for.
My name is actually Ryan Whitley,
Okay.
also with Kimley Horn. Jason was called to another zoning today, had a conflict, so
Okay,
I am filling in on his behalf.
okay,
So our project is to construct a new wireless telecommunications facility on the property. It will be a 100 by 100 lease area. Of that, 60 by 60 will be fenced. It will be a 171-foot monopole, so just a single pole up in the air. Ground compound, of course, will be fenced. There's already an existing road going back to the site. Apparently, there was a previous home on the property at some point. No water, sewer, anything of that nature will be required for this. The only utilities that we will be needing to use would be fiber and power.
Okay.
And if for some reason they can't find fiber in the area, then a microwave would be used to beam it in from another site.
Okay, okay. Approximate distance to the closest dwelling,
I think it was 330 feet.
okay? And can you tell us, I assume that there are some federal guidelines for what a setback like that looks like?
No, not really.
There are not?
So the way that this typically works with it's actually state of Indiana code, basically states that whatever fall zone distance that we have the tower engineered to fall within,
Okay.
it's a letter certified by a sealed professional engineer here in Indiana. And that would be the distance in which it's required to fall. And that would be the required setback for the particular tower.
So nothing from necessarily a perimeter, but the engineered fall circle would
That's
be what
correct.
that is. And these are engineered to collapse as opposed to lean, is that correct?
It all depends on the property. With a monopole, a lot of times what they'll have them do is they'll put a break point in it to where it will fall over onto itself.
Okay.
And either hang and stay right there, which would be a 0-foot fall zone. Or if they fall, it would come down and fall within the 50 or 60 feet or whatever number that they design it to fall within.
I see, okay.
In this particular case, of note, because the tower is under 200 feet, it does not need to be lit, so there will be no beacon light on it. Just,
I feel like many of the triangle shaped structures were like 300 and something. Is that, or right at 295 or something?
right, so typically speaking, a monopole can go up to about 200 feet, and then it just becomes economically infeasible. The use of so much steel, once you get over 200 feet, it's pretty limited. That's when they switch to the self-support tower, which you were just referring to. And once it gets over 300 feet-ish, they have to go to a guide tower.
I feel like the majority of ones we've seen have been like right under 300 feet.
That's correct. It was a mandate from the FAA when we did the FAA filing in order to not interfere with whatever operations they have in the area. They instructed us to keep it at no higher than 171 feet, which is what we did.
Out of curiosity, what's gonna be on it or who's providers?
Verizon will be the anchor tenant initially. So Vertical Bridge is a tower owner, if you will. They own thousands of towers. They're a very big company. So they will actively market the space on the tower to, help eliminate unnecessary towers and being built all over the place or right next to each other. The closest tower in this particular instance, I think, is a bit over 3 miles, and that would be, I think there are 2 of them, one up to the northeast and the northwest.
Questions from anyone else? Appreciate that. I'll look for comments from the public. Anyone have anything they'd like to ask or say? Feel free, absolutely. This is, yeah, come on up, feel free.
Hello, I'm one of the owners of the close house right over there.
Okay, what's your name, ma'am?
Emily Rell.
All right, thank you.
I only had a couple concerns. He knows more of the technical stuff, so I can't ask them properly. But my main concern is the RF frequency radiation from the tower with my close proximity, based on some research I had done, and I combed through all those extremely long FCC documents. So I have a general understanding, and yeah, there is no setback, although I kind of wish that there was, but I guess there's not a whole lot I can do about that. But I mean, in my ideal world, I would prefer that to be at least 500 feet away, out in the field or in one of the other locations that was in the which I'm assuming will be later, the proposed cell tower one, but. I have 3 kids and we homeschool, so we're home all the time, and constant exposure to even a pretty low amount of radiation can over time affect, can be cancerous. I read a few of the studies involving mice that were exposed to 2.4 gigahertz for 19 hours. I don't know the exact parameters of the study because I would have had to pay for it, but so my concern mainly comes from that more than anything else. I wouldn't mind if it was just further away from my house.
I understand.
That's my. Okay, that's it.
Well noted. I appreciate that, and we'll give them an opportunity to respond and see. Mr. Deck, did you want to speak, or whoever first? Go right ahead.
And I was just going to give you guys something. This is a study by a nuclear physicist that basically studies radiation. This just kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to be exposed to at a ground level. So many of these things are in our home. They've been around for 100 years. Garage door opener, telephone, baby monitor, anything you put in your ear that doesn't have a wire attached to it. So these radio waves have been around forever. And just to note and put on the record, the Telecommunications Act of 1996, because it's been studied so much, they explicitly made, as part of that law, that local jurisdictions could not deny an application on the basis of health concerns. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, is there much, I mean, to try and dumb this down to this much of a level, but is there from this tower emitted radio frequency, and then does that travel in some linear fashion, or is it a cloud shape, or what?
Because of the distance that it's up in the air, so it will propagate just like a normal wave would go. So it'll start tight, and it will start to fan itself out as time goes on. It also fans out this way too. By the time that you leave the distance where the antennas are, that is where the effective radiation is, hazardous to health. You're being blasted at point blank range. The document I just gave them, and I can provide to you guys too if you would like, it just shows that at ground level, the radio waves are minuscule and fractions of what are allowed by the FAA and FCC.
And then I assume that falls off some linear fashion at distance, so.
That's right.
So at the.
So as you can see, well, if you have the propagation maps that we had. Oh, there they are. It is going to be exhibit number 4. I believe. No, it's these. May I approach?
Sure.
Just for you guys to generally see. So this is the current coverage that is currently there.
Okay.
This would be a tower that they are currently on, so on and so forth. This is about where our proposed tower is going to be.
Okay.
So that is the fill-in when you get it. This right here is, I'm sure you guys well know, it's a quite hilly, heavily treed. This is why this area is not getting very good reception. With the advent of the new technologies, the 5G, 4G as well, speeds have gone up, broadband capacity is better. But the signal simply does not propagate as far as the older analog versions did. And that's why some of these towers are needed to fill in these gaps because of the lack of towers in the area.
Questions from the board? I'll be honest, so this is not the first cell tower that we have had a fair amount of discussion on, but I have not heard the statement about the FFA explicitly stating that local jurisdictions could not turn these down from a health standpoint. I would.
And I have a copy of that if you'd like to see it.
I don't question it, it's just
Yep.
something that I've not been exposed to. Missy, would you like to weigh in on that? Is there anything you'd like to add to that? I assume that she's available.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes, I don't think we've ever had that presented to us before, but definitely if the board would like to look into that, then this would be an action where you would probably want to table this motion. And we could do further research to see if it is such that we are preempted from denying a petition based upon that.
Okay.
I have it right here too.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for the response there. Mr. Deck, would you like to take the podium?
My name's Jeff Deck, and me and my wife Lisa own this property. It is basically really rough ground. It's not farmable or anything like that. Like there were some buildings there years and years ago, long before I arrived in Decatur County. We are actually landlocked on this piece of property, actually through the estate with her family, which that's down the road, should be taken care of. When my father passed away, he was living in one of our houses on 220, which is less than a half mile away, at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, clear day, clear evening, or clear morning, whatever you want to say. I was unable to contact hospice upon his death. Finally got a hold of them, and when I heard the nurse coming around the gravel road around the quarry, she was actually lost, and I wasn't going to leave my dad to find her or whatever, but eventually she showed up. There's times that we have to use our cell phones as hotspots, with, spotty internet and things like that. Across 220 there, at times I have trouble from the house, which sometimes is not too bad, talking to my son, which, at times like that, the reception is very, very spotty. And most generally at noon, there are guys from the quarry who pull up into my father-in-law's barn lot so they can make phone calls. And that's just, it's just kind of it's no inconvenience to us, but it's just really inconvenient at times when you need access to cell phone. Thank you.
Folks, would you like to respond, or do you have anything additional that you would like to add after hearing the response? Okay. All right. I'd like to ask the board if anyone would like to further investigate the statement about our inability to deny based on health concerns. Could I see what you've got there?
Section 704
Okay.
of the 1996 Telecommunications Act.
I have a question too.
Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead.
So with this, with the layout and everything else, is there a secondary location that would be able to get just a little bit further away, if that would help ease their concerns at all?
I understand that she would like it further away. Code does not require us to. Put it this way, there has been thousands of dollars spent on this project to date with all the testing and approvals, some of the survey, geotech. So they would be extraordinarily hesitant to ever move
Yeah.
unless required to by code.
Because part, like, I understand their concerns, but part of my concerns too, if they were gonna sell their company, it affecting property value or anything else.
We have seen and done multiple studies for cell towers in different counties, some in Indiana, some in Michigan, different places that we work. And it has been overwhelming that a cell tower has not reduced the value of property in close vicinity to them. And they did studies basically on both, an existing tower that was there and a neighborhood came in around it, and then also an existing neighborhood that was there and a tower was put in it. And both of them were almost identical. So, in today's world, one of the biggest concerns that people have when they come into a home is, does my cell phone work? I know it did for my wife and I when we bought our home. So it's one of those things. And I know cell towers are not regulated as essential services. But in today's world, we're pushing almost 80% of households today don't have a landline anymore.
I work in that area all the time, and I understand his concerns wholeheartedly.
Right.
We've worked at numerous residences. I've had to drive them all the way.
So this will greatly improve service to E911 service, to be able to get help if an emergency exists. You know, like he was saying, he wasn't even able to contact his father or hospice. And that's a fairly large life event. So,
Members of the board, can you hear me?
Yes.
So I just want to point out that, you know, over the years, we have had numerous towers come into the county, and on multiple occasions, they have been relocated within the property to make it more palatable for the adjoining property owners. So if there are concerns that the board is having, I would encourage you to not step back just because he is indicating that it may be a financial burden, but to go ahead and pursue the options for other locations of that tower on the property, just so that we can do our due diligence in trying to weigh the benefits of having additional cell coverage with also preserving the value of the property for the adjoining owners.
Thanks, Melissa. So as I'm reading this, no state or local government or instrumentality thereof may regulate the placement, construction, and modification of personal wireless service facilities on the basis of environmental effects of radio frequency transmission to the extent that such facilities comply with the Commission's regulations concerning such emissions. So certainly understand it. I mean, it appears to me that that's correct. Missy's right. I mean, there have been multiple structures of these that have been, and I assume that that's just been based on the idea of wanting to adhere to some requests. So I think can we hone in on this map a little bit and see where this sits at on the parcel on this screen? Is that something that we can do very easily? Okay.
I also have a larger printed off as well. Because to me, it looks like this property that is going on goes quite a bit more north.
Is there a primary reason that it wouldn't be located farther away on the parcel from other homes or structures, or?
that's an extremely small parcel.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I mean,
I don't know that there's anywhere else that we could.
Okay.
That would be.
And-
Look that way to me too.
okay.
Because I assume the reason why you picked this is it's where the old residence wasn't where the driveway is.
Right, and it was a portion of their property that they owned that they.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was unused.
There's not not a lot of movement to occur, I assume there's not a lot of movement to occur.
What do you mean?
There's not a lot of place you can move it to on the
That's
parcel.
right. I mean,
Okay.
There's just simply not.
Yep.
Yes, go ahead.
I believe the placement of the tower they have is as far north as they can get it,
Okay.
because there's quite a drop-off
Okay.
down to a creek, an old creek bed or old dry, yeah, it's a gully. They actually have it, like, see, I don't know. Oh, look
So
at the,
this little rectangle highlighted
Right
in
there.
yellow is their property, that's a different property surrounding?
that building right there, yeah.
Okay.
That building right there,
Okay,
there's a drop off to the
I
north.
assumed it was the same.
Yeah. There's a drastic drop off to the north. They've set the, potential location as far north as they can with their leg. The tower will actually set west of that, where that building was. That building
Sure. Yeah. Here's what I'd like to do. I would like to, if there is a member of the board that has a concern related to this, to the radio frequency emission, as the neighbor has brought to our attention, and would like for us to table this, I'd like for you to say so. Is that a possibility? Is that a fair request? If you would like us to table this for that, please say. If there's not, then I would look for a motion that we vote on it.
I make a motion that we vote on application 2025-29.
Second. Pin to the
Votes are as follows: Sheila Kirkhoff, yes. Paul Stone, yes. Ryan Kennelly, yes. Tom Cherry, yes. Cortland Robertson, no. Brad Schutte,
Yes.
petition passes. Thanks for following through that. All right, that is the last petition for the APC meeting. Anything else before we adjourn? If not, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
We are adjourned.
BZA meeting. There are Title VI forms in the back room if anyone wants to complete the anonymous survey. First item on the agenda is approval of minutes from the September 3rd, 2025 meeting. Y'all should have received those. Any additions or corrections? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion
To approve.
to approve the September 3rd, 2025 minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second. You've got
A motion and a second to approve the September 3rd minutes. All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Next item is the approval of finding of facts from the September 3rd, 2025 meeting. I need to approve those separately. Is that correct? Okay. So the first findings of facts will be the 2025-2, Marcelletti and Richard Redelman. Should have received those. Any additions or corrections? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion. Don't all jump at once.
I will move that we vote and approve on the findings of fact.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Motion and second to approve the finding of facts on BZA petition 2025-2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Finding of facts approved. The next finding of facts is the Matthew John finding of fact petition 2025-3. You should have received those as well. Any additions or corrections? Seeing hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we vote on and approve the Matthew John finding of fact.
Have a second?
Second.
Motion is second to approve the 2025-3 findings of fact. All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Finding of facts approved for 2025-3. That was on both, okay. Next item, the BZA minutes from October 1st, 2025. You should receive those. Any additions or corrections? I'll look to our motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the October meeting minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion is second. All those in favor of approving the October 1st minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes approved. We have the findings of fact from the October meeting, the 2025-4 petition. Any additions or corrections? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I take a motion that we accept BZA petition 2025-4 approval.
Second.
Motion and second. All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Those pass as well. All right. Back to the agenda. Okay, first item on the agenda, BZA 2025-5, Jason Riggs requesting a permanent special exception from the provisions of the Decatur County zoning ordinance section number, sections 925 sub 9 to install a wireless telecommunications tower, and a variance from the provisions of the Decatur County zoning ordinance section 945-4 from the maximum height of 30 foot to 171 foot for a wireless telecommunications tower. Property is owned by Jeffrey and Lisa Deck, sorry. Just used to Lisa, sorry. And is located at 2545 West, 400 South, Greensburg in Sand Creek Township. Not Mr. Riggs, but
My name is actually Ryan Whitley. I'm a colleague of Jason Riggs. He had another conflict with another zoning this evening, so I am here on his behalf.
okay.
But we are here seeking approval for a permanent special exception to build a new wireless facility. It's going to be a 171-foot monopole tower. It will be 100 by 100 lease area, of which 60 by 60 is planned to be fenced in. And then there'll be 30-foot wide access and utility easement, almost all of which is existing currently. I guess, what questions do you guys have that I can help answer for you?
I'll start. The only question I have is, we recently approved an additional tower in that same vicinity. I assume there's communications within that we don't have some duplicating overlap of any concern there.
I'm not aware of another one that was approved.
It's roughly 2 miles afloat, crow flies probably.
It's on 500s,
Right.
500 south, would that be that? This would be 400, so yeah.
Roughly 2 miles, 2 to 3 miles as the crow flies, so.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying previously in the planning commission meeting, old school technology, the analog towers or the analog equipment on those towers was able to propagate 2, 3, 4, 5 miles. Today, because of the higher frequencies used for the 5G, it simply does not go as far. So in order to fill a gap that they're trying to fill, they have to have a few more towers closer together than previously that they used to have.
We're lucky the county will get a lot more requests for these towers. It's better for consumers.
I appreciate that, and I understood that. I just wanted to make sure that, and
Yep.
I assume there was some overlook.
Until, so the way that we are aware of towers that are in the area is obviously a visual search when we are doing our search within the search ring that we are provided from Verizon, in this case. And then there is an ASR, structure registration, by the FCC. So we have a tool that allows you to have all those towers pop up. So if it is not a registered tower, we would have no way to know it was there unless we could catch it visually.
But what I hear you saying is, even though it may be 3 miles away,
Right.
it still may be necessary, because I understand completely of the lack of
Right.
coverage in that immediate vicinity of what we're looking at today.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Just asking the question.
yep, nope, 100%. What other questions might you have? I was stating this previously too, in the prior meeting. With this particular, the way that Indiana code is written, basically the tower has to be sited far enough away from the parcel line as it was designed to fall. So my, I guess, request to you would be just simply make, it's not completed yet, or else you'd already have it.
Sure.
So as soon as we do have that, I will happily provide it to you, but just simply make it as a condition of approval if we were to be fortunate enough to be approved.
Any other questions?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. Entertain a motion.
I move that we vote on 2025-5.
Second?
Have a motion and a second to vote on BZA petition 2025-5. And we're voting on the special exception and the variance here?
Yes, that is correct. Thank you.
Vote tally for special exception and variance of 2025-5 as follows. Andrew Bruna, yes. Paul Stone, yes. Janie Livingston, yes. Rick Hohen, yes.
Your petition has been approved. Stay in contact with the office as you're doing your construction. Thank you. Moving on to the next item on the agenda is BZA 2025-6. SD Barnes Construction Company, on behalf of Stuart Barnes Israel, requests a special exception from the provisions of the Decatur County zoning ordinance, section number, specifically section 945, to change the front setback from 70 to 55 feet to build an addition to the current residence. The property is owned by the Stuart Barnes Israel and is located at 1417 West Park Road, Greensburg, in Washington Township. Hi, tell us what you got going on.
Yeah, so we're doing a complete renovation of their home, and the kitchen design prompted encroachment, moving it out towards the street a little bit, so.
Debbie, turn on your city shade there, city zoning shade. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Beacon. I'm sorry. It's all right.
I'll pull it, it's all around.
Is across the road city?
It's across the road and all
Okay.
around.
Okay. Next door. So the setback distance across the road would be 30 feet or something in that ballpark, but it's a county parcel.
Yeah. Yes, next door and across the road is R2.
Yeah.
It fits the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it's county property, but this is a small parcel that would be more like a town size, so.
So you can see that it's across the road, parcel right next. So those properties would be a 30-foot setback.
Yeah, okay.
Which is still less than what we're asking for here, right?
Yeah, 55.
Yep. Any questions? Pretty straightforward. Anybody from the public? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we vote on BZA 2025-6.
Second?
A second.
So we're voting on the special exception, not the variance.
Yes. The vote tally for petition number 2025-6, special exception, Andrew Burnett, yes. Paul Stone, yes. Brooke Cohen, yes. Janie Livingston, yes.
Petition is approved.
All right,
Get in touch with the office.
very good.
Nothing else on agenda. I'll look for motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
We adjourn.
Scott, how you been?
Well,
Good.